Hi everyone, this is Laurel with Guided by Love, and I want to do a daily love message for everyone. We're going to use the True Love reading cards and the Lover's Oracle deck. So if you haven't checked out the quick reads from last night, go ahead and do that. They're using the Lover's Oracle. All right, so let's get some general messages for everyone. What are the messages for this love read for this Wednesday, June 4th? Oh my goodness, and I had two cards fly out right away. Let's put those right here. And any other messages? Holy Spirit, angels. Oh, and we got another message. Just kind of feeling that. All right. So at the bottom of the deck, we have, oh my gosh, soulmates. Wow. Yes, you and your person, the overall energy coming back together. And, if you notice, they've broken out of their what's called the chrysalis. And they've broken out of the chrysalis. And they've transformed themselves into beautiful butterflies, and coming back together in this state of absolute love, unconditional love, and bliss. And I love the colors in this. I love how it shows each of you were connecting to nature. These chrysalises are attached to a branch, so there was a lot of connecting to nature, and that has helped. That's helping in the transformation that you guys are experiencing. So really beautiful energy, working together now, working together to reunite and come back together in that unconditional love. Beautiful overall message. And so we'll get the loved ones, we'll get the Lover's Oracle ones at the end. So we have Divine Feminine coming out, and Divine Feminine is blossoming, coming into her own fruit. And I have to cover up the bottom because YouTube censorship is really doesn't really like a lot of bare skin, so we're going to cover that up. But there's that parrot on her shoulder, which I believe is symbolizing you receiving parrot guidance. So if you see or hear a message more than one time, or actually I always say 2 or 3 times, you need to follow whatever it is that is happening. If you've seen it a few times, then it's definitely parrot guidance. That means they're trying to get your attention. The divine is, spirit is, and it's important that you follow up with that, with whatever they're bringing to your attention. And we have the crescent moon there, which we just passed that stage. We're going to be entering the waning, I believe it's the waning crescent, which is coming up before the full moon. So that may be symbolic of this as well. But this is showing how the divine feminine in the connection is really blossoming, listening to their parrot guidance, paying attention to it, and really fruit and the abundance of the fruit is starting to come in for the divine feminine. And then we have then we have the distorted divine feminine, and I feel like this is kind of the shadow feminine that has to be let go of. And this is she's like laying in this clam, and it's like a cleansing, a purification time as well for the divine feminine, before she can really become abundant into those fruits. And that she's has to be cleansed of all the distortion of what the divine feminine was supposed to look like in the 3D world. you know. So really being cleansed by spirit, by the, it looks like this water is coming down from, from the divine and cleansing as she's in this shell bath. um Very, and at the bottom of the sea is really, so water is going to be very, very important for you as well today. May want to take a cleansing bath. You may want to take a cleansing shower, listen to water sounds. All of this is going to help you, listen to water music. It's all going to help you to cleanse and purify, the shadow side, the distorted, feminine part of you. And then we have, we have the divine masculine. So we have counterparts. We have the divine feminine and the divine masculine. The divine masculine is, he's got the eagle. He's observing things around him on one hand. On another hand, he's igniting the truth. He's igniting his strength. He's stepping into his strength and power on the other hand. So, he's got his shield of protection. I see, yeah, showing he's protected. I see the eye of Ra, that's all knowing eye there. You know, these in Egyptian times were known as fans, but I'm seeing them as flowers. So, birth, death, and rebirth. I'm seeing these as flowers coming to life. Um, I'm seeing the healing symbol and the richness of the, the Egyptian, the richness of the Egyptian culture as well there. But yeah, he's observing in that. He's observing, he's got the sun at his back, the divine at his back. He's stepping into his power with the lion there and the eagle, the promise of union. So, really beautiful energy. He's working on coming forward into a different energy. And then we have reparenting yourself. So, both of you are in the midst of, that transformation that we saw for the overall energy. Both of you are in the midst of reparenting yourselves, giving yourself the things, your inner child and yourself, the things that you didn't receive when you were younger. You're learning how to give those things to yourself now. And, that is the nurturing, the loving. It's really, being in this protection bubble of from the divine, and it's really nurturing and loving yourself deeper and more, as this journey continues. And let's get a message from your person for the viewer. What is the message for the viewer from your person? Okay, got one for you. What is the message from you, the viewer, to your special person? Okay. All right, so let's see. So, viewer, your message looks like this. Beautiful. There's the 3 flowers that I saw on your masculine's card, on the divine masculine card that I just showed you. Let me pull that out. There's the 3 flowers, and here's 3 flowers. It says, criticizing one another will only lead to further unhappiness. Love and accept each other as you are, and your relationship will magically transform. So if there's anything, watch your thoughts. If there's anything that, you were judging or being critical of, with your person, why is it taking so long? Why are they doing it that way? Pay attention to your thoughts. And whenever something like that comes up, replace it with a thought of gratitude. I'm so grateful, so very grateful for my twin flame journey. I am so grateful and happy now that my divine masculine and I are reuniting and coming together, every day, or talking, communicating every day. So really, really changing those thoughts into positives, as if they were already. Okay. So let's see what you say to your person. This is the card, okay, for your person, and it says reflection. You're telling them that we need to, you're saying, I know we need to give each other some space at the moment. I am trusting and having faith that all will work out for the best. So you're letting them know that you recognize this is a time of reflection for you both, and that you're working on trusting and in faith that everything's going to work out for the best. Okay, those are the messages I have for today. I hope this helps, and if you'd like a personal love reading, you can email me at tch4tomorrow@gmail.com. I love you all so much. Thank you for being here. 11:11 on the clock as we end the reading. Namaste.